Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review on The Family Chantel, Season 2, Episode 3, Ugly Sweaters and Painted Beards. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate the family Chantel, is that Mary? Hi, Mary. That's Miss Michelle. Hey, Miss Michelle. I see you with your little wrench. I see you with your winch. Hey, Randy Thompson. Hello, everybody. Hey, 123 Gordava. Hey, Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, I am on the right channel, right? I'm on Auntie's Advice. You know, I got two of them, so I got to remember which one I'm on. Am I on the right channel, Auntie's Advice? Miss Michelle. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because I'm going to be switching over to my other channel in a little bit. But anyway, we on a late night, y'all. If I had to rate the family Chantel, I would rate the episode a. Let's see. I probably would rate it a B if I wanted to be fair about it. Because just the stuff that happened with Alejandro is worth a damn B. But anyway, let's get into the episode, shall we? Yes, we shall. So last week when we left off on the episode, we saw that Winter and Chantel were in an argument. Chantel brought up Ja and wanted to use that as the reason why Winter was no longer interested in Christmas, as if, Ja had been changed, was changing, making her change, or she was changing because of Ja. And so Winter, of course, left out, called her sister, the B word and everything. And so we came back this week with where we picked up this week with that, right? So, so Pedro was like, Pinky, she called you a B, Pinky, in front of your mother. I can't believe she called you a B in front of your mother. Pedro have seen this family at their worst. So why he was shocked at the fact that she said that and acted that way, I don't know. But anyway, Chantel was sitting there, busted because she's not accustomed to Winter talking to her like that. Winter, according to her, has kept her mouth shut on numerous occasions and about numerous things in her life. And so, she decided that, I'm just going to say what I got to say because I'm sick and tired of you. Plus, as we all know, Winter is dating Ja behind the scene, or at least talking to Ja behind the scenes. And so, when you got that kind of secret going on, when your whole family doesn't like your man and all of that, of course, she feeling some kind of way because she's hiding some information from her very close-knit, all up in each other's business family. So anyway, we get to the point where the brother Royal and his wife Angeletta come in, and they're like, oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? We saw Puddle driving down the street really fast. And so, the mom began to talk about how they got into an argument when Chantel brought up Ja, and the mother, and Chantel came to the conclusion that Winter's reaction to everything was not as a result of the ugly sweater or about Christmas, but that it was actually something more. And I agree, it was actually something more. So anyway, she decided that, so the brother was like, wanting to get on Chantel himself. So of course the strip club came up. and the new wife, it says, a royal's wife, threw Chantel, I thought, under the bus unfairly. She was talking about, the brother was talking about the twerking and all of that stuff that Chantel was doing in the club, and he asked her whether or not she thought that that was behavior becoming of a wife. And so basically, Chantel lives with Pedro, right? Pedro sees what's in her closet. He knows his wife, so he wasn't finding out anything that was going to embarrass him or make him mad, because that is one of the things that he likes about Pinky. Okay, Chantel, aka Pinky. But the mere fact that the wife would try to throw her under the bus like that with just some shady, dirty, stinky, nasty stuff, her stuff gonna end up coming out too, okay? Because I'm sure the producers are prompting it, I don't know what, out of Chantel, and pushing her to, find out all kinds of things about this chick. So her day is coming. Okay, and I can't wait for her day to come so that we can find out the real tea on her. But she said, you when you were twerking like that, Chantel, men were looking at you, and they was hungry and starving after you and all of that kind of stuff. That's what men do. That's what they do. That's what they do when you go to the club. I don't care if you got a dress on from here to your ankles. If a man is interested in you and you dancing or doing whatever, he's going to make a move. Next thing you know, drinks is coming to the table and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so it just is what it is. So anyway, I thought that was very dirty of the wife. You just coming on the scene, boo. So you need to kind of chill out and keep your mouth shut. Plus, you was drinking and twerking and snatching your stuff up too. So how dare you have an opinion about somebody else and what somebody else was doing? Okay, because like I said, your day coming where we gonna find out your business, chickadee. So you just hold off for a little bit. So anyway, Winter and Puddle come back into the room, and Puddle admits that she was wrong. She gives an apology for the way that she came off and for calling Chantel out of her name. But she says she is tired of not being heard. So Chantel was like, well, what's the problem? So Winter was like, I feel like, you want me to be cookie cutter. You want me to be like you. She said cookie cutter like 50 times. I was like, God, how many times you guys say cookie cutter? It made me want to go into the kitchen, put some dough together and cut some cookies, okay? But, she's saying that, she feels like Chantel is forcing her to do things. She doesn't want to go to the club. And so, she feels like, her sister just wants her to be a mini her. And Chantel was like, that's not what it is. And you've never spoken these things to me. But this was not the place for them to be doing it, because if you all were looking, there was a couple in the back that looked like they was getting ready to get their pictures done, and here they are in the cotton freaking studio, popping off. Okay, that just straight ghetto. Okay, now I know that oftentimes when families come together and stuff, little altercations and stuff like that happen, but you try to keep your best face on when you're in public. I mean, they just popped off. I mean, my girl Winter is just tired, and I think that Winter is dealing with a lot of stuff that has to do with y'all. And as we all know, she's dealing with her weight. When she said something when they went to the fast food restaurant last week, and she ordered a grilled sandwich, Chantel made a shady comment and was like, "Oh, we eating healthy today." Stuff like that is unnecessary, especially when you're trying to battle and deal with your own weight and your own issues, your own self-worth, your self-esteem like that. You don't need somebody who is a family member that's supposed to love you to, throw a shady ass comment out there like that. So I definitely understood where Winter was coming from. It's no excuse for her to be calling her sister the B-I-N-G-O name, but I mean, it was what it was. And so she just kept, yelling back and forth, with Chantel. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not like you. I don't want to go to the club. But when was you gonna tell your sister that you didn't want to go to the club? You was popping bottles before y'all went to the club. You sat there and curled the girl's hair. You put your freakum dress on, and y'all went on to the club. And you just and this isn't the first time that we've seen Winter at the club with her. I mean, yeah, Winter at the club with her sister. So I just didn't understand. They ended up taking the family portraits and all of that kind of stuff, and they, put the smile on for the sake of the camera. But I noticed that Puddle did not put a winter sweater on either, so I didn't know what that was about. I don't know if he was trying to stand in solidarity with his sister, just trying to support her. I think that the two of them are closer. It seems like, it's the family against Chantel. I don't know if you all feel like that, but I did. Put that down in the comment section and let me know what you all feel about that, because it just seems like it's everybody and then there's Chantel. I don't know if it's because of her celebrity, her newfound fame. I have no idea what that was about, but let me know what you think. I would love to hear what you think about the situation. So anyway, they took the pictures and everything. And the next thing you know, we see the mother with a koi pond. If that wasn't the raggliest koi pond I've ever seen in my life, like that was a hodgepodge of rocks, dirt, and plastic. I said, why in the hell didn't they finish the koi pond off? Okay, my aunt has a koi pond. It is absolutely stunning. It's sitting out in her garden. And I mean, it's just beautiful. This was just a hodgepodge of stuff they put together. It wasn't strategically placed in the yard. She said that the mother collected dolls. Child, they showed a picture of the mother with the doll babies. And then she said that the mother, was collecting birds and everything, but they had to get the birds away. And the next thing you know, the mother got koi. It was so many koi in it that they could hardly even swim. I know them bitches coming to the top at night like, okay, trying to get some air because it's crowded in that koi pond, in that koi city that the mother got. She said that brings her peace and everything. She gets to go out there with them. I just was like, honey, if it brings you peace, it brings you peace. But please fix it up, complete the job. I mean, it just was a mess. So anyway, um, we see Winter, the mother says that, she really wants her daughters to get along with one another. And she said that, they come to her like she's some type of cream inside of a sandwich. And I'm like, what kind of sandwich has cream in it and who would be interested in eating it? I just was like, the mother just says stuff that's just dumb sometimes, most of the time. Okay. So anyway, we see her and Winter driving to a bariatric hospital, and it was the same doctor that did the surgery on the two sisters. Do y'all remember the Slayton sisters? Okay, so that's the same doctor. And so we was just like, me and my daughter was clapping like little seals, honey, when we saw that. But anyway, she got on the scale. She was talking to her mother in the car, saying that she doesn't believe that Chantel even loves her, that she's not being heard. The mother was talking about Winter and saying that Winter had confidence and self-esteem and all of that, and was very successful in everything that she put her hands to do. So she could not understand why she was feeling like this. But a lot of times you do suppress things and you don't say what it is that you really want to say from fear of hurting somebody or being outcast or whatever. And this is where Winter finds herself. I'm hoping that Winter finds a resolve, okay, because Chantel was really hurt. Even when they were talking at the studio, the photography studio, Pedro told Winter, he said, your sister always wants the best for you. And does want to support you in losing weight, but Chantel was saying she doesn't believe that her sister needs to have this weight loss surgery. But you cannot make that decision for somebody, especially when a bitch is getting on the scale and she is 313 pounds. Like when the sister got up on that scale and that thing rang up to over 300, I was shocked because, TV, camera, just like this camera, it puts weight on you, right? It puts more weight on you than you actually have on you. And so, you guesstimate that, she's heavy. But 313 pounds heavy, I wasn't ready. Auntie was not ready. Do you hear me? My mouth was on the mofo floor. I saw the disappointment and the shock. And she said that, she had been working not to be 300 pounds and then to turn around and she over 300 pounds again. So the doctor was telling her for right now, you don't have any health issues, but the longer that you keep this weight on you, the more likely you are to have health issues, especially with your knees buckling and your ankles twisting, bitch. Okay, so, so, I think I'm hoping that she elects to get the surgery or some kind of surgery or work with the doctor in some kind of capacity because that's a lot. Like that's a lot. Okay. So anyway, this thing is burning up hot. Let me take this. No, let me leave it. But anyway, so I think that is a lot of winter's problems. And you know what, I ain't even gonna go there. That's for another video. So anyway, what else happened in this episode? So Chantel and Pedro make a decision that they're going to go to New York. This was supposed to be a graduation gift, or was packaged as a graduation gift. But of course, we know that Pedro is going to New York to meet Alejandro for his mama. Okay, so Chantel is in the closet and they're putting their clothes together and all of that. And she tells Pedro that she wants to wear some sexy stuff. She's hoping that they can be intimate and be romantic. She said because of their hours and her going to school, that the two of them haven't been, as romantic as they want. So he was like, don't forget about my, anaconda down there and everything, as you talk about my anaconda. And I just was like, Pedro, you nasty. So she goes into the room and she comes out with some lingerie on. And Pedro's like, oh, Pinky, what you doing, Pinky? I thought that was really cute. A really cute exchange between the two of them. So anyway, and it was a little funny, you know what I'm saying? But she was just talking about the intimacy between the two of them and that she really wanted him to concentrate on her while he's in New York, although she knows that he's in New York to go and see Alejandro. So anyway, they get to New York and it's snowing there. It's, well, no, it wasn't snowing that day. And they decide to go ice skating. Pedro is on the ice and cannot ice skate for nothing in the world, okay? Which is okay, I wouldn't think he would be, a hockey player. But it was really funny to see him on the ice and all of that. And him and Chantel had a great night of bliss. And so he orders breakfast in for them. And then they get out on the town the next day. And they're going to be seeing Alejandro. So Chantel and Pedro sit down in a restaurant and they're waiting for Alejandro to arrive. And he has a list of 13 questions written on a sheet of paper of what he wants to ask Alejandro. So of course we see Alejandro in the episode where he goes and meets with his uncle, and I believe it was his cousin. And he tells them that he, is got something to tell them. And they say, oh, so he says, I have a girlfriend. And they was like, oh, it's somebody new. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Put my glasses on. So appreciate you taking the time to do these great reviews, always speaking real and relatable and so down to earth. Love you. Thank you, Bean. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat and the encouraging words. Thank you. Hey, Randy Thompson. Hey, Janet Jenkins. Let me shout out these members out here. I think a lot of people sleepy. Okay, yeah, they probably in the bed. Thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you. That's really encouraging. It's encouraging to know when you're doing these reviews that y'all appreciate it. So thank you. So anyway, he was talking earlier on in the episode with his uncle and them telling them he had a new girlfriend and all of this kind of stuff. and that he liked her, and woo doo woo doo woo. So he, talks about how he is into colognes. He is a dresser, and I think the dresser only has a inch worth of space left on it because this mofo got so many colognes. It's unbelievable. He says that he is into his looks and, wanting to give his bitch, his pants was so daggone tight. I said, they just was so tight. Thank you so much, ShamWow guy, for the $4.99 super chat. Oh, okay. I'm doing my. Okay. I'm going to just keep that between you and I. But thank you so much, ShamWow guy, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you. So, this guy is just like his jeans was so tight. So tight. I said, I know, cotton freaking will, he got a yeast infection. And there's no way in the world he does not have a yeast infection. This mofo jeans was cut up, toe up, just like looking a hot tail mess. And I just was like, what does she see in him? And he's talking about he's into fixing his body and stuff up. And he fat. Like he got a stomach like mine. When your stomach is coming over and everything, it's called a stomach. He got a stomach for a dude. Now I can tell that he's, metrosexual, okay? But I just was like, boo, you're doing it in all the wrong ways. So anyway, this mofo comes into the restaurant and Pedro is sizing this mofo up quickly. Pedro sized him up so quick, it was unbelievable. Pedro was like you Alejandro? So, he gets up, he daps him and everything, he sizes him up, And so they sit down and everything. So Pedro was like, I mean, man, you got paint on your face? You got some kind of paint on your beard? And so he's like, yeah. So Pedro was like, man, why you do that? I mean, damn, why you do that? So, the dude, so of course, he's asked him, did he paint his face with henna? No, boo, that was airbrushed on. This mofo gets up in the morning, takes a sheet of paper, and get the airbrush in his face. That cotton freaking beard and goatee was so damn fake. I just was like, are you cotton freaking serious? The sister has gone to see him twice. She's supposed to be in love with him, right? This is the man. But she had been telling her girlfriends that there were things about him that, she couldn't tell. Or at least she was telling us. Skirt. Come on, camera. So at least she was telling us that there were things about him that she could not talk about. And she wasn't ready to disclose. So Pedro asked him, where he was from. He told him he was from the DR. He asked him how long had he been there. He said 5 years. So Pedro was like, well, how you here 5 years? Did you come on a tourist visa? What did you come on? So, before that, Pedro read off that the dude was like trying to be cocky. Pedro didn't like his cockiness, his arrogance, or anything. Now, some people can call that confidence. But in Pedro's eyesight, he felt like dude was real cocky because he was so nonchalant. It had gotten so tense that Chantel was like, read your paper, right? But Pedro, as from one man from the DR to another man coming from the DR, Pedro knew that it was something up with this mofo, right? He knew it. Even when they were at the hotel and Chantel was looking at pictures of Nicole with him, she told Pedro, she said, your sister is smiling in every picture because she knows she's getting a green card. Which was shade and a low blow, because this is, if you believe that about Nicole, then you should believe that about your own husband. Everybody else did, but everybody else in your eyesight was wrong. So guess what, Chantel? Could it possibly be that you wrong? I don't think so. But I'm just saying, you talk about the pot calling the frying pan black, bitch, whatever. So anyway, Pedro is, sees the cockiness in him and Deuces that this is just the way that he is. I don't know what he was smelling like because, like I said, the bitch had 1,000 bottles of cologne. He's a cologne connoisseur. He collects cologne. Collect cologne is an understatement. But anyway, so Pedro said, so you here on a 5 year? You been here for 5 years? What was you on? He said, I was on a tourist visa. And he was like, a tourist visa? He said, until I got married. Pedro said, man, you got to be kidding me. Man, I know you telling me a damn lie. Dude said, I ain't lying. I'm not only am I married, I'm married now. So this mofo and Nicole have been hiding the fact that this man is currently married. She's been dating a married man. Now, one of the things that Pedro told him was that my sister doesn't date a white man like you, a man as white as you. To me, this man did not look white to me, okay? Put it in the comment section. Let me know whether or not you thought that he was a white man. I did not see a white man sitting across the table. Like, I didn't. And he was like, usually most of the guys she dates are athletic, very good looking, successful. This mofo, is a bartender, allegedly. And he is the manager of a cell phone company. So this, as far as Pedro is concerned, and I'm only assuming from what they're saying, is a step back for Nicole. This is not the type of guy that she's usually dating. But you know what? The dude is working. However he get his money, he get his money. I don't, you can't judge people on their occupation because you don't really know where they've been, what's happened to them. You don't know why they're in the circumstances that they're in. But for Pedro, he was like, my sister can do better than this. And it's unusual for her to date someone of your caliber, okay, of your social standing. As we all know, Pedro's mother is supposed to be a lawyer, and Pedro's, over here to go to school. And, so I guess they're aspiring to be more. But this dude may be aspiring to be more, too. It very well could be. But anyway, so Pedro, when he found out that this mofo was married, was shocked. And so was I. Because I sure wasn't expecting that to come out of his mouth. But it did. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So anyway, y'all, tell me what y'all thought about that Shaka Zulu. Tell me how you think the relationship is going to go. Like, what is Pedro going to do? Is Pedro going to beat him down? Like, here we are. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I was in shock. Okay? Okay. So again, this is the conclusion of my review. If you like what you've seen here, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button so that I know that you're here, and so does YouTube. Thank you all so much for your support and just for being here tonight. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. Love y'all.